Cybernetics is overpowered and you need to learn it if you have ADHD because you kind of suck at being able to receive feedback and actually see yourself clearly. Okay, so cybernetics is a system's ability to collect feedback and then change based on that feedback. Now, here's the thing. When you have ADHD, you have a hyperactive default mode network, which is essentially the part of your brain that's active when you're asleep and dreaming. So basically, you're a daydreamer. You get distracted easily, like all of these things. Your executive control network, which is the part of your brain that manages the executive functions, time management, task initiation, managing your emotions, things like that. That part kind of sucks. It's hypoactive or underactive. It's kind of asleep. And so what this means is that you have a poor ability to self-monitor and to correct based off of feedback. Now, it may not feel like that because you're always critical of yourself, but then actually look at how critical you are of yourself. Look at how many times people have given you help and advice, and look at where you are still based on that. Yeah, you kind of suck at actually implementing feedback. So that's a big part of that loop that needs to get fixed. And honestly, what you can do, what this looks like on a day-to-day basis, overcompensating this skill so that you can be at the same level as everybody else. You kind of just have to do this internally with the smallest, slightest things. The smallest, slightest things. And you need to be engaged in sort of stressing this muscle for things that other people wouldn't. Like, for example, maybe it's has to do with like putting food in the microwave and you're like basically trying to figure out and manage time, like, oh, this food is in the microwave for X amount of time, and then I'm gonna like tear the packet and put it in there, and it's like just little tiny things. You need to think about, like, okay, that went well or that didn't go well, what went well about it, what didn't. Like, you need to constantly be reviewing. You need to constantly be doing reviews in your mind, even for things that don't really make sense. And then you need to constantly figure out, okay, now that I know that information, what am I going to do next time? What am I going to do next time? Also, you need to do this with your own thought process. So realizing that emotions and most thoughts are basically the enemy when you're working, they're kind of just unhelpful and useless. You kind of just need to like see them, be like, okay, that's cool. I'm not going to deal with that right now. And then sort of like